Hi everyone, it's Derek from the I Ready podcast, and this is my reaction to the 1-0 victory against Kilmarnock today in the Premiership. We got the 3 points. It was a decent enough performance, if not very flashy. There was, on occasion, we were very pedestrian, and it was a park the bus Kilmarnock. It really was. There was large parts of that game where there was 21 players in the Kilmarnock half, and I'm pretty sure if McGregor had came up and joined the rest of them to make it 22 players, then it would have made no difference whatsoever, because they just sat back and they came for the draw, which that was always a possibility they were going to do. They were successful with it last year. They play to their strengths sometimes, but they're very negative football. But at the same time, we've got to break them down, and fortunately taking a moment of magic and a very incisive pass as well, and none other than Alfredo Morelos getting the goal. But certainly first 20-25 minutes, there was only one team in it. We were all over them. We were passing the ball about fairly well. A few players a wee bit maybe off the boil, but still we were getting the ball about very well. We made their keeper make a few half decent saves. I wouldn't even say they were anything spectacular. He barely had to move for a lot of them. We never had much in the way of clear-cut chances where we're putting their keeper under pressure. It was largely run-of-the-mill stuff that their keeper was picking up. However, again, as I said, there was only one team in it. And then we just dropped off for the rest of the half. We seemed to then go very one-paced, with nothing threatening at all, not even any half chances. Much of the period played with 21 players in the Killie half. And it was disappointing. And I don't know what it was. They were there for the taking. We were very probing in the first kind of quarter of the match, and we just dropped off. And I don't know if that was a case of where the players felt they had run out of ideas. I felt we were moving the ball about fairly well. We were trying different things, and it's almost a case of, well, we've done everything we can and we can't beat them. That's just grind to a halt. And it was disappointing to see. It's not the first time it's happened this season. Hopefully it'll be the last, but maybe not. But anyway, into the second half, no changes made. We started off the first 10 minutes fairly well. Again, we were fairly high tempo. Again, not a lot of great chances for their keeper to deal with. We dropped off for about 5 minutes, and I'm quite glad Gerrard made a couple of changes. On the 57th minute, Defoe came off and Morelos came on, and that was largely the turning point of the game, because Morelos was dragging their defenders out a bit. He was getting in the spaces and doing the job he normally does. Arfield came off and Stewart came on in the 63rd minute. That's another player we've been wanting to see for some time. And then we scored a minute later on the 64th minute with, as I said, none other than Morelos scored. The guy is absolutely deadly. Kamara was on the left-hand side of the 18-yard line. He passes to Jack in the centre, who then passes to Aribo in the box on the right-hand side, who feeds the ball to Morelos, who beats the offside trap and shoots into the back of the net. Just incisive from Rangers, well-worked goal all round. Hints of offside there from Morelos. He certainly, in one angle, he did look as if he might have been offside. The other angle, he was clearly, it was in line. So it's got the usual suspects absolutely foaming at the mouth. Gordon Sawyer as well, usual, but it's beautiful to see. But the guy is absolutely deadly. He's only on the park less than 10 minutes and he's already put the ball in the back of the net. Just unbelievable from the Colombian once again. And then we just kept on playing. We made another change where Kent came off and Davis came on in the 78th minute. I think we've got to bear in mind that we were all over Kilmarnock at this point. They never really offered anything. They did get forward a couple of times, but it was snuffed out even before there was any sort of danger. And we've obviously got the big game coming up on Sunday against Celtic. So rest a couple of players and make sure we don't pick up any injuries. Kilmarnock, you really done nothing. We certainly had a major claim for a free kick, if not a sending off for Power for Kilmarnock once again. He a shocking challenge right on the edge of the box with, I think it was a Rebo, he scissor kick down. Nothing given, not even a foul, I don't think it was. So we'll talk about referees another day, but certainly 3 points, and not the best performance, not the worst either, but the 3 points. We're going to need to grind out results sometimes, and I suppose we can only be happy. Kilmarnock have made a season out of playing negatively, as I said, so it's got to be expected. We've maybe got to be more clinical or breaking teams down. You compare that to the Celtic game that again the cup final, where we were cutting Celtic apart, having clear-cut chances, and it was their keeper having the game of his life. So you've got to take these games when they come to you, and we've got to be a wee bit more mindful of defences who will just, or whole teams rather, that will just sit back and defend and hope for a draw and maybe the incisive breakaway. But 3 points, that's all we can say, and we've got to be happy with that. So, as I said, it rolls into the next game on Sunday. It'll be the last game before the break. A major game for us. I would say a draw wouldn't be the worst result. Certainly we don't want a defeat. That'll be Celtic 8 points clear with obviously us a game in hand. We definitely don't want that. But certainly we need to go for a win. Not at all costs, but a win would put us into a massive advantage, I think. A good psychological advantage again going into the winter break. But every game is a cup final. We should know that by now. We've said it time and time again. The players should know that, but we'll need to wait and see how it pans out. So Dave and I won't be back before the game against Celtic. It'll be probably into the new year before we get back, and we'll cover that game and the last two games there in depth. If you want to check us out, you can go to our website, which is ireadypodcast.wordpress.com, and there you can find all the links to our stuff as well. If you're listening on YouTube as well, you might have noticed that there's adverts in our in our YouTube pages as well. The evil we've got to deal with if we want to try and get a wee bit of blue pound off this as well. So, but that's by the by. So, thanks for listening and goodbye.